Hello everybody, welcome back. I am TheChornick, and this is my Pokemon anime theory series, and in this episode we're going to discuss and review episode number 50 of the Pokemon X and Y series. Now this episode was a Serena based episode, and so, you know, obviously this most likely had to do with Pokemon performers, and in which it did. So, further ado, this episode was about Serena's, development in, that Pokemon performer, that her kind of goal that it is at the moment. So, which I still find that goal just kind of a little off to me. Like, I don't know if I really like that goal for Serena, but it is a goal, and being a Pokemon performer, isn't too much different from a coordinator to me. I mean, it really kind of isn't. Maybe she just performs, but yet, in contests you perform too. So, I know, like, I mean, I just feel like maybe, like, if she's, Pokevision, I can see how Pokevision is different though. Like, if she wants to be like some kind of Pokevision star, so I can see how that's different. But in terms of like performing, not so much. But anywho, to actually explain this episode was about Serena and the Pokemon performer and all that. And she met a potential rival, I guess, and this other girl had both a Smoochum and a Farfetch'd. And so in this other person was also a Pokemon performer, and Serena and her just they had like kind of showing each other their own little I should say probably like skits or whatever, their own little performance they showed each other, in which both I say were pretty good. I mean, for them, Serena doused herself in like flames like you see in this photo. And then, the other girl, which I forget what her name is at the moment, but yeah, she used her Smoochum and Farfetch'd and made this like rain cloud kind of thing. But anywho, yeah, but that was just mainly for Serena and I can't think of her name, but I didn't really get onto it. But the other Pokemon performer, that was basically their part in this video. But the actual main thing besides that was, the rivalry between Pancham and Chespin. And I thought that was pretty funny. They had, a little fight between the two throughout the whole episode. And this is kind of making me wonder if Chespin's going to be Serena's one day, because, like in the past, Ash gave Dawn, I believe, Apom. So, to go on to be a Pokemon coordinator and like be one of those Pokemon. So maybe Clement will give Serena Chespin if Chespin wants to be a performer like Pancham, because of that rivalry they have. But that's just a theory. I don't think it's gonna happen, but it's possible. But anyway, yeah, that was it was really funny how that was all going down. The one girl's Smoochum kind of fell in love with Pancham. And by the way, there's a lot of butt touching within this episode, which I thought was just kind of really strange. Like, Jessie did this little, twerk, and then the other Pokemon were doing twerk. You're like, I really don't want to say that word, but like they were just shaking butts and all that. So it's kind of weirded me out, like kind of like it's a Pokemon show, and they're like having their butts being shaken. So anyway, I don't know. It's just a little awkward to me. It was just a little different. So this kind of makes me wonder, like, where is the maturity of the Pokemon series going? Like, is it really supposed to be for older fans now, or what? But anywho, but yes, back to the thing I was talking about earlier about Chespin and Pancham. Yes, the rivalry was a huge thing in this episode. Eventually, to fight off Team Rocket, they worked together, and they worked together really, really well. They both had a pretty good battling style, and like pretty much just dominated Team Rocket. But then soon afterwards, they fell right back into the rivalry and pushing and shoving each other as usual. And so it looks like nothing was gained between these two characters, these two Pokemon characters in this episode. But anyway, it was a pretty interesting episode. But besides that, it was kind of dull, as in nothing really happened. But there was, you know, little Pokemon development and Serena development within this episode. So hopefully we see, you know, maybe this in the future as well. Thanks guys for watching this video. Please post in your comments section below what you think about this episode, and peace off. Thank you very much.